The Infinix HOT 70 is here, and it's trying to shake up the entry-level segment again. It's got a handful of features: smoother display, bigger batteries, some fresh AI features, but beyond those, is it actually worth your money? Let's find out. I'm your host Earl, let's get into it. Let's start with how it looks, and honestly, it's not really my thing. I'm usually a minimalist guy, and this one's got a bit too much quirk for my taste, especially that loud colorway. That said, this thermo orange unit has a neat trick. It changes the color intensity on the back depending on the temperature around you. Light orange when it's hot, and saturated deep orange if it's cold. Such a feature isn't typically found in budget phones, so Infinix gets some credit for that. In the hand, it feels slim at 7.49mm thin and lightweight too at 195 grams. It doesn't look cheap, at least from afar, although you can tell it's plastic when you tap the back panel. There's that. And here's a nice surprise. When it comes to ingress protection, most budget phones stop at IP54. But this one's rated IP65, so it handles dust and water splashes better. It's also 5-star SGS certified for drop protection, and Infinix throws in a TPU case in the box that actually matches the phone style. The camera island gives it some personality with those reflective modules, and the silver frames complements the loud orange color well. Around the sides, the power button doubles as the fingerprint sensor, alongside the volume rocker and an AI tap button are found on the right. The SIM tray with a dedicated micro SD slot is on the left, speaker up top, second speaker plus USB-C, and mic on the bottom. Now, the display. And this is where you start to feel the compromises. It's a big 6.78-inch IPS LCD panel with 120Hz refresh rate, and honestly, that 120Hz refresh rate is one of the things I like about this phone. Scrolling feels smoother, and for everyday stuff like browsing, chatting, and watching short clips, it makes a real difference. But here's the catch. The screen is only 720p, so text and images aren't as sharp as you'd get on a full HD panel. You'll feel it most if you read a lot, zoom into photos, or stream higher-res video. For stuff like doom scrolling on socials, watching YouTube, or messaging, though it's still totally fine. Brightness gets up to around 700 nits in high brightness mode, so it's okay indoors and still readable outdoors. Colors look decent, and the size makes it comfortable for longer viewing sessions. My one complaint though, the bezels are thick, especially that chin. Audio-wise, it's acceptable. Not the punchiest speaker out there, but it's loud, and the dual stereo setup does the job. For biometrics, you get face unlock and a fingerprint scanner. Both work fine most of the time, but every now and then, you'll notice a bit of lag. And like always, we recommend opting for the fingerprint sensor since it's relatively more secure than face unlock. On to cameras. The HOT 70 carries a 50-megapixel main camera and an 8-megapixel selfie camera. It's pretty much what you'd expect from a phone in this range. In daylight, the rear camera does well, colors pop without looking fake, and there's enough detail for social media. Autofocus is quick too, so you're not waiting around for a couple seconds to take the shot. Portrait mode is slightly a hit or miss when it comes to separating the subject cleanly from the background. Once it gets dark, though, you start seeing its limit. No optical stabilization means shot can come out soft if your hands aren't steady, and you'll notice more grain, especially in darker areas. Front camera is fine in good lighting, good enough for calls or social media posts, but don't expect flagship level sharpness. Surprisingly, video maxes out at 2K at 30 frames per second, front and back. The overall video quality is okay. It can look a little shaky handheld, so grab a tripod if you can, and the color tends to lean slightly cool, but nothing too distracting.
So peeps, I'm with Marklin. We're using the Infinix HOT 70 and shooting at 2K 30 frames per second. Right now we're utilizing the 8-megapixel front camera, and this is the sample quality of using the phone.
Bottom line, these cameras aren't trying to fight flagships. They just get the job done for basic everyday photography. Performance is respectable, though it will show some strain the longer you push it. Under the hood is a MediaTek Helio G100 Ultimate with our unit packing 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, expandable up to 2TB, which is nice to have. Day to day, it runs smoothly. Juggling multiple apps is definitely possible. However, with a limited amount of memory, expect it to reload apps in the background from time to time. In Antutu version 11, it scored close to 500K, which is decent for the specs. I'll pop the rest of the benchmark numbers on screen for those interested. Gaming's pretty decent too. Mobile Legends and Call of Duty Mobile run well even with graphics and frame rate settings cranked up to high. There were no noticeable stutters until I played graphic-intensive titles. For games like Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves, you'll hit some hiccups, which makes sense given the specs. It also warmed up a bit during testing as expected, but not to an alarming amount. Nonetheless, it's still gonna do fine for lighter games. Besides, this isn't really designed for gaming, so you'd really have to set your expectations here. Next, let's talk about its software, and this is where I think Infinix deserves some praise. It's running XOS 16 on top of Android 16, and it feels genuinely polished for an entry-level phone. Tons of customization, lock screen, clock styles, icons, wallpapers, you name it. There's some fun stuff too, like depth effect on the lock screen and AI wallpapers that make it feel a little bit premium in a sense. While the whole UI takes some heavy inspiration from iOS, Infinix keeps it consistent across the system. So it's honestly surprising how well they're able to recreate the look at least, and for a budget phone by the way. The feels? It isn't quite there yet. Yeah, it's still pretty heavy on bloatware as well, but you can just remove them if you will. It also features some AI tools baked into gallery, camera, themes, and calendar. But the standout for me is the one-tap AI button. Looks like a simple screenshot button at first, but instead of just saving the image, it sends it to the so-called AI Mind Hub, which reads what's on screen and pulls out useful stuff like emails, dates, and events, so you can save or use it right away. And honestly, it's the kind of feature you don't expect at this price. It adds real value to the software side. Even better, Infinix is promising 3 major OS upgrades and 5 years of security patches for the HOT 70. That's another unusual thing coming from Infinix, since they rarely talk about update policy for their devices. If they follow through, you're looking at updates all the way to Android 19. In terms of battery life, this is probably where the HOT 70 shines the most. It's packing a massive 6000 mAh unit, and the added capacity usually matters. Our PC Mark battery test clocked 22 hours and 51 minutes, and our video loop test hit 20 hours and 16 minutes of uptime. Genuinely impressive numbers. Charging's quick too, getting a full charge in about an hour with 45 watts wire charging. There's also bypass charging, which routes power straight from the wall instead of the battery, which is handy for those long gaming sessions. Simply put, there's less stress on the battery, less heat buildup, therefore slower battery aging. Connectivity-wise, it covers the essential: 4G LTE, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.4, GPS, FM radio, NFC, an IR blaster, and GPS. Before we jump to our verdict, let's talk about the price. The Infinix HOT 70 starts at 7,999 pesos for 4GB plus 128GB variant, while higher storage options go up to 10,499 pesos. So, is the Infinix HOT 70 worth it? Yeah, I'd say so. Especially if you want a budget phone that nails the basics. Smooth 120Hz display, reliable everyday performance, genuinely great battery life, some useful AI tricks, and better software support than most phones in this segment. It's not perfect, of course. The 720p screen, average cameras, and limited performance are some of its real cons. But that's kind of expected already at this price range. And at 7,999 pesos, they're pretty easy to live with. Especially now that every phone release seems to be jacking up in price. If you're mostly into social media like gaming and want a phone that lasts all day long, the HOT 70 is an easy recommendation. So, what do you guys think of the Infinix HOT 70? Let us know down below. If you find this video helpful or informative, drop a like, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on our socials for more tech news and reviews. Again, this is Earl, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!